Hey everyone, today I'm going to be turning this hardtail mountain bike into a gravel bike. This is a 2015 Surly Karate Monkey. It's a 29er mountain bike. It has a steel frame, but I'm going to put some different handlebars on it and change out the fork to turn this into something that I can take on gravel roads and forest roads that are really common around where I live. It doesn't take a whole lot to turn a mountain bike into a bike that's great for gravel roads, but I wanted to outline kind of what I did and why I did some of the things that I did, because most people, when they think of a gravel bike, they think of something that looks like a road bike with drop bars and still skinny-ish tires, but I'm going a little bit of a different direction here. Sped up a few parts in here where I'm just taking things apart. It's pretty simple. Right here I'm just dropping the fork, the suspension fork, to put on the rigid fork, because that makes way more sense for a gravel bike, and cutting the steerer tube and things like that. You'll notice I'm wearing a super cool hat. That's because it's cold outside and I'm doing this in a shop which is heated but only slightly. Alright, I'm going to put the bars on now. This is what I went with, the Surly Moloko Bar. I ended up going with this because I don't love drops. Every time I've tried to use them, even when they're flared, like the salsa wood chipper, I just never feel comfortable enough in them, especially when descending. If it's steep, if it's bumpy, anything like that, I'm way more confident on flats. So I decided to go with this. The reason I like it though is it's swept back, which is a little more comfortable. And then these little bull horns, or whatever you want to call them, kind of replicate kind of the hoods that you'd find on a road bike or on a drop bar bike. They don't exactly, but just having multiple hand positions is mostly what I'm after. And so I can be all the way back here, go to here. I'll probably have stuff mounted on this bar, but I can potentially grab right there in the middle if I'm feeling really aero. But I'm pretty excited for these. I went with a slightly shorter stem. I didn't leave the stock one on there. And it's a 70 millimeter? Yeah, 70 millimeters long. The old one was, I think, 90 or 100, and it was just a little too long to be super comfortable. And since I'm going to be probably stretching out more right here, I didn't want it so far out. Okay, this is something I'm pretty excited about. So the fork that came on this, it was a 15 by 100 through axle. I was searching and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to get a new wheel that's quick release, that should be easy to find, but it's still kind of a pain to have a second wheel. I found this right here. This is made by a company called VeloFuse, and it is a 15 millimeter through axle to QR adapter. So you can insert this into the wheel and then use a quick release. So I got a skewer and I got this, and so this should make it so I can use the same wheel on either setup. Pretty cool. I like, it says made in the USA and looks really well made. Probably gonna grease it up. It doesn't say to grease it, but I think I'm going to put a little bit on. Okay, so now this just slides in. Oops, a little too far. And now I should be able to use quick release on it. Wow, that is really well made. Okay, the brakes are aligned, the front brakes aligned, and now I'm gonna kind of set up the cockpit, which I think is gonna be kind of the most important part with this. It's the thing that I've kind of changed on the whole bike to make it the forest road and gravel grinder bike that I wanted. It is a little bit more stretched out than I think I'm gonna like. Might have to go to a shorter stem, but this brake lever right here is actually kind of spot on. Okay, last thing to do is gonna be tape this right here. I'm sure that after I start riding, I'll get some preferences for the angle that the bar is at. Because as you rotate it in here, it obviously brings these up or down or makes them more flat and stuff like that. So I'll learn that, but I'm gonna tape them. I've decided to tape this section right here and just come out a little bit on the bar, this center bar. I don't think I'm gonna go a whole lot farther than that. Right here isn't exactly comfortable. Maybe down here, but probably not. But I think right here and then probably to right here and over. And then I want to leave a little bit of room right here for room for a headlight or something like that. I could always put that down here, but it doesn't really make sense. So probably right here. And then on this, probably wrap down to right there. Seems like that's about where my hand would go. So I tried to look for some tutorials or just anyone else that's done this before, and I haven't seen anything. So I'm kind of just gonna wing it. The good news is you don't need a whole lot compared to a normal drop bar. So I have this bar tape, it's just black, and I have 2 of these, but I bet I could just do one of these for both sides. So potentially if I mess up, I have another roll to go. If you haven't seen my other video from a few weeks ago where I talk about, do I even need a gravel bike? I kind of go through the reasons that I end up setting my bike up this way. Before you go out and just buy a gravel bike or do this, I think it's really important to consider where you ride most of the time and use that to decide what the bike should look like, what its capabilities should be. That is ugly. That was try 1, and it was not so successful. So round 2, I'm just gonna go down and then up and this way. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Tape that off. I think this makes way more sense than the way I just did it. And then go up and this way. So on this one, which is super ugly, I went down in this way and then I went up to here. What I should have done is what I'm doing on this side, which is started there, went down, and now I'm gonna go here to here. It'll look better. I think that'll work out a lot better so that I don't end up with this ugly mess, which I'll probably redo. This one is way better than this one. You can tell, just it looks way better. It's actually more comfortable. This section right here, if it's too fat, it doesn't feel great. So it's very comfortable like that, where it's a little bigger down here. I ended up just wrapping from here over and down to there. So this is the only part that's double wrapped. This is a single wrap, and this is a single wrap. So I need to redo the other side. I was kind of out of tape, so this will have to do. This one's a lot better than it was before, though. I am not the best taper, so someone, if you have a better idea, but generally I think the best idea was this side. Start here, go down. That allows you to put a normal end cap in because these are open on the end, but start here, go down to there, then do a second round from here down to here. It makes it so this part is double wrapped, which is the part that I feel like needs to be the biggest, and then allows you to put that end cap in, and then this is still comfortable. You can use your whole hand on it. Okay, so here it is. This is what it looks like in the end. My Karate Monkey gravel bike. I am pretty excited to get this out and go ride it. I'm really excited about these bars right here. At some point I will be changing out the tires. These are 2.4 inch, which are definitely bigger than I want, and they're Ardents, which are pretty fast rolling, but not the fastest. So I'm gonna go with something that's probably around 2 inches, and I will set it up tubeless then. And yeah, I think this will be perfect for what I do and for what I ride, and can't wait to go out and ride it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and maybe it'll inspire you to turn your hardtail mountain bike into a gravel grinder or a forest road grinder, whatever you want to call it. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.